Hey, you guys, this is Karie Johnson with Life Network and Ben Greenfield Life, and I am so excited. We are here at the Health Optimization Summit in London, England. We are sitting down with the top wellness leaders, biohackers, longevity experts, and we're going to go deep as in 15-minute conversations as fast as we can to learn why they do what they do, the top products and innovations on the market. So let's do it. 15 minutes, hot takes. Let's go. All right, welcome back. We are here with Dr. Keiron, and I'm so excited. So he's based here in the UK, Manchester. Dr. Keiron, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
So can you please tell me what you do, why you do it, and just kind of what gets you out of bed every single day? Just because it can be exhausting, and we're here talking to everybody, and just in a nutshell, what do you do?
So I am now mostly an aesthetics and longevity medicine doctor. Been in the aesthetic space for about 10 years, and then never really felt hugely fulfilled by it because it felt very superficial. It wasn't treating the patients like I'm used to in the hospital.
Right.
And then started integrating longevity into that more recently over the last 2-3 years.
Okay.
With the idea that if people come in for a treatment because they're not happy about the way they look, there's actually usually other things going on beneath the surface. So it's all about making sure the life is optimized. They've got the right supplement, the right diet, the right exercise,
Amazing.
the right nutrition. And actually that then makes them feel better, healthier, but also improves the way that their skin quality.
So true, yeah. So they look better, feel better, not just like a superficial type of look, like you said. Yeah. It's all, from the inside out, then you're starting to look better too. So the cells are just basically just thriving.
I've worked in the hospital environment for about 10 years, and I've worked in maternity and gynaecology, and found that there was a lot of people, a lot of women, especially around menopause, not getting the treatments that they want.
Yes.
They're often, because the NHS is so stretched over here, they can't get to see the doctor when they can. They've got a 5-minute appointment. It's not enough. And a lot of aesthetics doctors in the UK primarily see a lot of women around that perimenopause, menopausal age. And so actually you're in a perfect position to be able to address some of those issues for them. So they may have only come in because of some lines around their eyes, but actually it's a great opportunity to say, okay, well, let's have a chat about the other things that are going on, and really sort of help them just have a better life and a better quality of life.
Exactly. And then they start to feel so much better and just like how they're supposed to be living and thriving versus tired and stressed.
And they just put it down to, it's just part of it. I've been to the doctor and it's just part of it. It's just
aging.
Yeah, this is normal.
Right. That's what you hear. It's like, well, you're getting older.
Yeah. This is just part of it. This is part of being a woman. It's like, well, it's not.
It doesn't have to be that way, right? And that's the thing. It's like most people are not aware that there is another way. Just because, like you said, the NHS and like even in America too, it's like people think that you just go to the doctor, they're like, well, there's nothing you can do. And it is what we were talking about. It's just more like sick care versus, preventative care.
Yeah, so, wait until you become unwell. I mean, I always think that in the hospital environment, you are kind of slowly, a lot of the time, waiting for people to get more unwell. If you look at planned operations in the UK can take about 12 months or more.
Right.
So if somebody has arthritis in the knee, arthritis in the hip, and they're waiting for a replacement, that can take 12 months, during which time they're not able to get out and mobilise because they've got pain. They're not able to mobilise, so they're losing muscle mass. And the mental health's becoming worse because they're stuck in the house. And then in 12 months' time, you get the operation finally. Your muscle mass is significantly reduced, the recovery is longer.
Yikes.
You're more likely to develop infections because your body isn't in the best condition. And your mental health is still not great. So you haven't got that motivation to go and recover. And I always think that period of time, if we have got that wait time in the UK health system where people can't get those operations that they require up for 12 months, use that time to maximize their health and optimize their health.
Exactly. Maybe you don't need it.
Yeah. Or if you do, you'll be in a much better position when you get to that operation to recover from it.
100%. Like you said, because you're not losing all your muscle. You're like maybe getting outside and vitamin D with your community and engaging with people.
Doing exercises that you still can do even with.
Yeah, because there are other ways. You do not have to be like bedridden, as like a doctor maybe will say, but sometimes. But there are other ways. So I'm grateful for doctors like you who do other work in the world too, because it's not always the easy path. So I'm sure you probably got some, possibly controversy, or people are like, what are you doing? Getting confused by, breaking, you said, or in the hospitals and like breaking away from that. Like, why would you do something like that? So what do you typically tell people?
I still work in the hospital.
Okay.
I still do, on average, 1 day a week.
Okay.
I just really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it is sad to see sometimes that you're not given the service or the treatments that you'd like to do. And it is tricky to sort of challenge some of those beliefs that have been in healthcare for years. I absolutely, evidence-based medicine is really important, but there is evidence-based in some of these longevity treatments that we're offering,
right,
there is evidence out there. There is evidence that shows it works.
yeah,
But there's always often a reluctance or a hesitation for healthcare professionals to integrate that. It doesn't have to be a one or the other.
That's the thing.
It works well together.
That's the thing.
And there's often a bit of difficulty getting that across. I've had my fair share of it. I've suggested some evidence-based things in the past. Sun creams and things. I've suggested. I get prickly heat on holiday with sun creams, and I did a bit of research for myself, and I looked and realised that certain sun creams, certain components in sun creams can make that worse. So I switched to a mineral-based sun cream.
Okay.
Evidence-based as a reasonable sun protection.
100%, yeah.
And I posted about it. So if you also suffer with these prickly
signs
heat,
and things, yeah,
maybe try a mineral sun cream.
Right.
I got reported about that. This isn't right. I said, no, I'm not saying don't wear sun cream.
I know.
I'm saying maybe this one might work for you.
Yes.
But yeah, it is very challenging sometimes to get it out there.
Yeah. So it is about educating people that there are other options and things to take, or it doesn't have to necessarily be a prescription. Like there's always other things that you can do more as a preventative care.
Yeah.
So when you have with your longevity clinic, the people that you work with, do you have certain things that you recommend for them to take or do or not do? And I know you have a incredible supplement here that you stand behind. It's not one that you've created, but it's one that you do offer to your clients.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. And before you even get into any supplements, I think it's really important to think about the other things. People sometimes feel like, I've got no energy, so I want my NAD or whatever supplement. But if your lifestyle isn't great, you're not getting the best sleep, your diet's not very good, you're eating a lot of fast food because you're working away a lot, you're under a lot of stress, the supplements are limited in what they can do. So in my clinic and a lot of other longevity clinics, I know that they do the same, which is we start with the basics. Let's start by looking at your health, your diet, your exercise, your supplement, your sleep, all those things. Let's correct for those things best we can. And then we add in the supplements.
Okay, good.
And with supplements, people don't often know what to get. So I get a lot of people come in and they've seen something online and they've bought it on Amazon and you go, you don't know what you're buying. I don't know if it's working. Well, so actually, I think one thing is about educating patients or clients on the sort of supplements and what they can take. Right. Not necessarily brand specific. I'm not sponsored by any brand. I'm not sponsored by these guys. I just like the supplements and they work. But teaching people about why you want a certain supplement, why a certain type of supplement, whether it's a capsule, whether it's a liquid, whether it's an injection, why each one works best, and what properties that supplement might have to make it worthwhile. So these ones are the supplements I've been working with here today. As I said, I'm not affiliated with them in any way in terms of they're not paying me to be here. They're not paying me to sell their products. I started using it because I was looking for an alternative to injectable NAD.
There you go,
for clients who didn't want to inject. Found this supplement, started using it, got a lot of good feedback from clients, passed it on to the people who make it to just say, look, I've had some really good feedback. If you want it, here you go.
That's awesome.
And then we started chatting and we work together now. From my point of view, I sell it in my clinic. I use it for my clients. But that's it. So it's a liposomal based supplement, which makes a big difference. So liposomal basically means that the supplement inside there is encapsulated in a lipid envelope. All the cells in your body are encapsulated in a lipid envelope. Normally when you try and transport a molecule across the cell to get in the cell where it works, if it's not encapsulated in lipid, often it's water soluble, it can. It's like getting oil on top of water, it can't cross. So if it's liposomal, the envelope that's encapsulated in can fuse with the cells of the body and deliver the supplement direct into the cells. So it's much quicker, much simpler process than requiring your cell to actively transport that energy, that product into the cell. So that works in that way. Also, it's a sublingual drop, so it goes under the tongue, which is a much better way to get the supplement into the bloodstream. If you take it into the stomach's got a lot of acid in there. Some molecules won't tolerate that very well actually get denatured in the stomach. Some of them are too big to be absorbed in that way. Some of them are negatively charged and don't get absorbed that way. So using this supplement, drop under the tongue, within 90 seconds, varies slightly depending on the product, but between 85 and 90% of the supplement is actually absorbed direct into the bloodstream within 90 seconds.
That's very high
really
percentage.
Convenient. I take the NMN. So in the morning when you're making your coffee, you can have a drop, get on doing your coffee. By the time it's ready, you've had your NMN for the day.
And it's already absorbed and oh my gosh, so no wonder you stand behind that one. That one sounds very powerful. So, but I love how you say also too, like get your pillars in place first before you add on other things. Like that's super, super important. Sleep, nutrition. exercise, all of those things, and getting outside in nature.
Yeah.
So
I do a lot with women's health because of my background in gynaecology and a lot of menopause health, and often women, and when men come in for testosterone as well, they feel like hormones are the answer.
Right.
Men, middle age, putting on a bit of weight, and want to get bigger in the gym.
Right.
I want testosterone. Women, I'm going through the menopause, I'm not sleeping well, I need hormones. The stress hormone cortisol is the worst thing in the world for any hormonal axis in your body. So if you've got high stress, it doesn't matter what hormones I'm giving you, it's not going to be optimal. If you've got excessive adipose tissue, if you've got a high BMI, again, that adipose tissue is likely to convert those hormones I'm giving you into something else. And therefore you're not going to get the maximum benefit. So it's about optimizing the health from a weight point of view, from a stress and a sleep point of view. Then adding in any hormones or supplements like this.
Exactly. Okay. Very, very smart. So you work with clients in the UK.
Yep.
But then do you happen to do any like concierge work with people outside of the UK yet?
At the moment, it's primarily UK.
Okay.
I am going over, I work with a company in Italy and they're doing some work in Turkey at the moment. So we're doing a bit of a collab there.
Good.
But at the moment, primarily UK.
That's great.
Because I'd still do it alongside my NHS work.
Of course, yes, exactly. So, well, I mean, consider some concierge work maybe one day for the US.
Yeah, I'll come across.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're doing an incredible job, and obviously, like we were talking about before, it's all about education. It's not saying like you need to take this specific brand or this product, but giving people the education so they can make their own decisions on why they're taking something like that.
Yeah, that's it. I think if you try and force a brand down someone's neck and you say, look, this is the best brand, there are other brands out there.
Yeah.
But if I teach you why this is a good brand, and you find another brand that's the same, then fine. If I try and force a brand down your neck, it's like I'm like an influencer, aren't I? Look at this product I've just got.
Like, I know.
And it looks
like
so
oil.
fake.
Yeah, snake oil.
So yeah,
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So true. Okay. So I also love to ask everybody who comes on the podcast also, for you specifically with your own, either supplement routine or even just like a daily habit, doesn't necessarily have to be something that you take, maybe it's something that you do every single day. What is that like one non-negotiable?
Every day would be my supplements.
Yeah.
And I'm fussy about which ones I have.
Okay.
My friends take the mickey out of me because I have my little pill box with
them all
lined up.
Yeah, I have that too.
But yeah, supplements, but good quality supplements.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
omega-3, vitamin D, things like that.
Just know where it comes from.
So supplements, non-negotiable every day, but not every day, but sauna use. I use a sauna 3 times a week.
Sauna too.
There's so many benefits, health benefits to sauna use,
true, right?
from physical to mental health stuff. And it's not, for most people, a lot of gyms have them.
Yes.
There are a lot of independent saunas now, popping up in like Manchester and London. And I think, if you can do something that's going to help you, the evidence, if people look at the evidence behind sauna use, there is so much strong evidence for saunas.
Yes, I know. I have one too. I love it. Yeah. Highly recommend it. Good. Okay. And then anything that you would say not worth the money or the time, just totally skip it.
No, to be fair, there's lots because it depends on the evidence.
On the person. Yeah.
Collagen supplements.
Okay.
I like collagen supplements. The right collagen, this is why the education is important.
Yes.
Collagen supplements are brilliant for skin health, for your general health.
Yeah.
Collagen supplements are great. But if you get one that isn't the right molecular weight, if it's too big of a molecule, you're not going to absorb it. So you're wasting your money. There's a lot of things like that. And that's why looking into the evidence behind these things and find out which sort of supplement you should get.
Yes.
Is
for you specifically as an individual, because each person's different too. So yeah, very smart. Okay. And then very last question we wrap up with is, so we're here, Health Optimization Summit is all about, longevity, lifespan, adding more years to your life, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we don't necessarily know that tomorrow is always promised, right? Like we can say I'm going to live to 180, but we don't know that tomorrow is, always going to be promised. So for you specifically, what is like one truth or wisdom or hope that you want to make sure that you're known for or passed on to, kids or next generation, something that you kind of cling to for yourself?
If we look at the longevity sort of thing, I'm a believer in kind of everything in moderation. I think the longevity space puts a lot of people off sometimes because it seems like you have to be doing 200 supplements a day, doing 10,000 steps, using a sauna, using this, not using a mobile phone, not drinking alcohol, not eating any processed food.
Right.
And for the vast majority of us, that's very restrictive, and I think a lot of people see that and they get put off by it. So what I tend to say to people is, if you can integrate some of the smaller, easier things into your life, even if you are then still going to go out with your friends every now and again and have a couple of glasses of wine, a couple of beers, if you're trying to offset that by doing some of the more positive things,
so true,
help you,
and that's okay. Like the
that's
social
achievable.
Impact is just as good as all of the other things that we do. Yeah, and not
I went on holiday not
it.
long ago, and I made a post about it and said this. I said, I'm on holiday, I'm going to the gym in the morning, I'm doing 10,000 steps a day, I'm swimming, and I'm making sensible food choices. But I still will have a dessert, and I still will have a glass of wine in the evening.
I know, yeah, I'm the same way too.
Because it's all about enjoying life as well.
Yes,
so that's probably it.
It's
I think integrate what you can and don't be intimidated. If you can't do everything, it doesn't matter. Little bits will make a big difference.
Oh, I love that. Great words of wisdom to end on. Dr. Keiron, thank you so much. And tell people if they are in the UK where to find you, and obviously maybe Instagram, things like that.
So my clinic's based in Manchester and in Nottingham and Cheshire. And Instagram is just Dr. Lord _.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Keiron. So great to have you today.